ever pleasant evening to you sports fans. My name is Robert Williams.
And I'm Roger Haspel.
We say welcome once again to your favorite sports calling show here on Reggae Radio IRIE FM. As usual, we go all the way through to 11 o'clock. It's brought to you courtesy of Hermosa Health, a modern concept in healthcare. 1A Pineapple Place, Ocho Rios. Call 974-3370. Where do we start it this evening, Roger Haspel?
There are so many places where we can start. It was a wonderful sporting weekend in the past, starting from...
busy sporting weekend it was, my goodness.
Yeah, from the tennis fans, 2 epic tennis finals.
Racers Grand Prix.
Racers Grand Prix.
World Cup qualifying football.
Nations League.
Nations League, right? I think we should...
And our favorite team, West Indies.
West Indies
continue
cricket.
to lose.
Both men and women. Yes.
Everybody losing.
I think we should start it at the Racers Grand Prix.
Yes.
I'm sure the organizers must be patting themselves on the back. It was a wonderful turnout by my estimation. And extremely exciting races. So I think they could tick the box that says, well done.
Certainly.
Yeah, it was very exciting.
Yeah, man. From the race involving Level, which he's surely stepping up.
Why him kind of stalled still, you know?
Yeah.
Because 1979 it was.
Yeah.
And then he had the
only race that had a
+2 win.
A +2 win, really.
To say
only race.
Yeah, the only because if you look at the 100 meters with that Kishane Thompson won, the win reading was 0.0.
Yeah.
0.0. And Brian Levels was +2.5, I think it was. Wow.
And even if there was that win reading, it would have been a massive personal best for him.
Yes. And it would have been a world leading time, I think. Yeah. But it was an excellent performance. Just to see how he motored away in the straight. Really looked good.
Yes.
And of course,
a lot of persons are now, looking into his coach, his Osborne. And for real.
It was an excellent performance from him. I think Sharika looked okay.
Sharika looking okay.
She's not there yet.
But you know how her camp stays.
Exactly.
They are methodical in terms of how they build. So we're watching Sharika and see, how she's progressing, because in a couple of weeks is the national trials. He'll have to hype her. They will have to hype her up for that. Peak her and then take it from there.
Take it back down again for the World Championships. But we spoke about Brian Level, but we didn't say anything about Chris Taylor, who is back and ran the 200.
Yes.
Finished behind Level.
He had a personal best of 20-30 yard. How much he ran? 30.
I think it's 2039. I think.
Yeah.
2039.
So the whole jitters has been shaken off him. Yes. And he looks good.
I think he's ready now to get back to where he was, if he can get there. But it was good to see him in action, And then we had it was Tina that one, no? Clayton, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Tina,
so it's Tina's time again.
They rotated it. So it's Tina time again.
Sometime Tia. But it looked like Tia was gonna win that race, But, man. If you look at when you look at the angles, she was just about to go into overdrive, and she kind of it looked like she might feel something, and she just ease up and say, "Go on, Tina."
Okay.
That's how it looked to me.
Okay. And Broadwell was excellent as well. Rashid Broadwell.
Yes, man. Broadwell is a big man.
Yes, man.
Him stepping nicely.
Yeah. And I think he almost gave it away, though, when at the line. He was looking across to the second place winner.
Him look across when him knows him have it.
Why? I like that though.
Him look across and him knows him have it now. Although it was close.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
when I think
you
Mr.
just
like
know
that,
say
though.
you just know say you have it.
Yeah, but he won handsomely, very good, look really good.
Yeah, because
coming
remember,
through.
Iman Cunningham was going stride for stride one at a time. You know?
Right.
And then he
Cunningham
find
is the man,
something.
right. That was behind him, right.
Yeah, and find something, and then and then him just go through to farm and
Yeah, but as I said
cross.
before, it was a good. The spectators came out, and I'm sure they did enjoy it. It was really good at the Racers Grand Prix. So kudos
Certainly.
to the organizers. They did a fine job.
Certainly.
Didn't run late, so to speak, a little over, but it was good. And then you say our favorite team, the West Indies. My goodness, boy. Nothing to show.
Everybody losing.
Nothing to show
losing.
on the
Women
tour.
Losing. The men losing, the women losing, the A
Nothing
team
to
losing.
show.
No, man. I mean,
Not
all
looking
right.
good.
I know that they are doing a lot of things administratively. But it must become a time when what they are doing administratively must begin to manifest itself on the field.
So what you say about the good all format coach? What role has he played? Why?
Then if him can't win this, then is Australia more
Australia,
in a test series?
I tell you, it is going to be interesting to see what happens in that series with the Australians. Yeah. So we have what? We have the series with Ireland that comes up.
Yeah, so
next.
they're going back to Ireland for the T20s.
Mm-hmm.
And then the test team, the focus will be on the test team.
Right.
And
So let
shock
me-
news today coming out from Nicholas Puran announcing his retirement from international cricket.
I think Puran should have played some test cricket though,
But they're not doing it. That is the problem with West Indies cricket. As soon as somebody talented come up, them
throw
shut them
in
off
a
into T20, and then that's it. You
I
remember
think
the
Puran-
fast bowler Joseph? You remember that impact he had in
Oh,
Australia?
Mm-hmm. Just fizzle out.
And as the Australia series done, IPL come fee, man. What happened after that?
But to be honest, though, Raja, it would be really difficult to not play T20 based on how lucrative
But
it is financially.
That is a problem with West Indies.
No, it's not the problem with West Indies. I don't think it is.
Handling it right.
Yeah, I don't think it is a problem with West Indies.
Hold on. Yes, I'm gonna tell you why.
I think it is a problem with the world.
No.
Nobody not
hold on,
paying
hear my
attention
point,
to process anymore. Them just
Hear my point, man. India have the best IPL team, but them also have one of the best test team. South Africa have a good T20 team. England have a good T20 team. New Zealand, but them also have a good test team.
Yeah, but how much people say in India again?
India is the most populous country in the world now. Yeah.
Kind of hard to compare them with us. Them can't find 3 more test team to go with the one.
The T20 powerhouses, they're also test powerhouses.
Yeah, but you see,
that's a completely different opposite to the West Indies.
Yeah, but you see, because you are looking at it from the purist standpoint, you are not seeing the attraction to the T20 because it is just the money that is attracting them to the T20.
That is
and it is quick money, and people always want to earn when they can earn. They never guarantee if you earn them kind of money when they play test cricket.
You see, if West Indies don't fix test cricket, them not going to get better.
God have mercy. Anyway.
So them can go and run
so the
money and them things.
Yeah, so the women's team to face, who is it they're playing again? South Africa?
South Africa,
yeah. So I think so the name
that's another joke again. This coach, this Australian coach, it's a total waste of time.
He have nothing to show yet, He has nothing to show as yet.
I'm wondering, I
wonder if this series will give him something to show.
Well, I could see.
So we have the first one day coming up in a couple of days. June, when is June 11th?
Yeah,
today is June 9th. 2 days from now. Yeah,
they're playing all their games at the 3 doubles over.
Right, so we're playing 3 one-day internationals, and then we play 3 T20 internationals. Let's hope we can win some of them. Yeah. So let's look now at the World Cup qualifying. Reggae Boyz from the highs of the Unity Cup to the heights of World Cup qualifying. Because, which one is bigger? It must be the World Cup qualifying, you know.
Yeah.
But based on who they were playing and where they were playing, it would appear as if it's a step down. Well, in reality and in practical terms, it would be a step down. But boy, what a place man them can ever play, man.
Yeah.
My God, that look like that a little backyard play field.
Yeah. So they brought us down to their level and then the man was beat with experience.
Yeah, because them set it up right to beat us, you know. And could beat any big team too, although we got a number of chances that we didn't put away.
You can imagine when the man them go score a goal, man. In the last minute they win.
Oh, Lord. No, well, I think a draw would have been okay for us still, you know. But no, sir.
No,
the feel no good. The feel small.
With them knives out draw against BVI.
They would have gone land somewhere else to play tomorrow. Would have blocked the runway at the airport. Because if we win the match and the man them can go on. So hey, Jamaican people are easy, you know. You know, I am convinced that a lot of our football fans really don't like when the Jamaica team do well. I don't think so. Because they have less to fight over. Trust me. Them have less.
The priorities wrong when it comes to football in this country all the time.
It appears
it would how them behave and talk.
Yeah, it would want to appear as if nobody not supposed to beat we, and we must be the best team in the world, and nobody not supposed to beat us or even be competitive with us.
Yeah,
because we have based on how some of the fans operate.
Everybody anytime we play. We must blow away everybody anytime we play.
Because you man talking about all 10-0 against BVI. You realize Honduras almost lose to Cayman. It's one of them beat Cayman, you know. And as a matter of fact, I think it was an own goal. Yeah. 1-0 them beat Cayman.
You see a lot of people, especially from a Jamaica point of view, they want to see spectacle. You're not going to see spectacles in World Cup games.
Not all the time.
Especially
sometimes, you know.
Most of the time, you're not going to see a spectacle.
Because in this match against BVI, I am sure that had we put away 50% of the chances, we would have come away winning by 3-4 goals. Not 10. But, boy, I understand that nobody wanted to play on the field. So I'm here and said, nobody wanted to play.
That's horrible. Wow.
Yeah, it's still bad, man. It's really bad. But...
And then they started late again, too.
The match never started late. It's a broadcast. It looked like that started late. Because there was some power outage, you understand. When I started watching the game... I
hear that there was a delay, man.
To the broadcast or to the match?
Match. Because when me turn on my TV after 4 or something like that, the match was still going. It should have started.
No, I started watching it about a minute before Warner Brown scored. But that time it was just coming on live. But when I saw him score, I thought it was an early goal. I thought he was scoring in the first or second minute, only to realize later on that it was the 17th minute. So we weren't seeing the first 17 minutes of the match because of the power outage. So I think it affected the broadcast and not necessarily the match. But we can find out later on.
Yeah.
Because I had it that it was a broadcast that was delayed. You know? And then what a spectacle it was yesterday at Roland Garros, man. Wow. Alcaraz and the Sinner.
One of the all-time great games, you know.
Alcaraz and the Sinner, man.
Yeah, one of the all-time great. In fact,
I never really want to see a win either.
Yeah?
I never want to see a win. Because of the issues surrounding him, you know.
Yeah, but outside of that, boy, I tell you.
In bad like, wow.
The only game, the game that he could have put, you know, in the same bracket was, I think, the 2008 Wimbledon final, Nadal and Federer.
Yeah, Nadal and Federer. Oh.
Which even there was even a rain delay in that, but I mean, I tell you, the match just can't done.
Yeah, and then I will never forget that one that I saw last year with Djokovic and Nadal at the same Roland Garros. Wow.
Yeah.
I will hold that in my I will cherish that
Yeah,
one.
yeah, because I mean, you literally, you know,
Literally
the
sitting
all-time
there.
greats.
You know, I couldn't
All-time
get a
greats.
seat in the stand though. I was sitting.
Yes.
I was sitting in the aisle. Yes, it was so packed. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
I'll never forget that one. Man.
Yeah, but in terms of yesterday, it's just, I mean, I think people just go even go watch some extended highlights of that game.
The Wimbledon, which one is it?
The game yesterday.
Oh, yeah, man.
Alcaraz and Sinner.
Yeah,
just go watch some.
Me's a man when I watch tennis for long, you know. And I watch at least 4 out of the 5 sets.
Man, tennis is a nice sport, man. And Coco Gauff.
Wow.
Winning, you know, truly coming of age now. And look like she's ready for the world now.
Ready for the world, man.
Yeah, her second Grand Slam win. Last year she went to the final and lost to Swiatek. But this year she turned the tables. And I never liked the attitude of Sabalenka though. You know,
what did she really say?
Yeah, she was just saying that, you know, like
I think she was a spoiled sport.
Golf no credit.
A spoiled sport.
A
spoiled sport kind of thing.
Yeah, I was so surprised. 'Cause I think she was more mature than that. I mean, sometimes you have to just grace in the feet. You win the first set and Golf just up our game and beat the next.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah, you're world number 1, she world number 2. It can go either way. I just saw the thing set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we had the draw for the Caribbean Cup, CONCACAF Caribbean Cup tournament.
Yeah.
Cavalier and Mount Pleasant will be involved, and then there was a draw today for the Shield, which will involve Arnett Gardens.
Yes.
And before we go to the break, must say congratulations to the new Gen Sec at the Jamaica Football Federation, Mr. Roy Simpson. Management. Or is it acting general secretary? He says it's not an individual position, it's an office. The office of the general secretary. Big up yourself, Roy. All right, I think it's time for the break, so we'll run to the break and we come back. I think it's a very short break, so I think we'll run to the break and then we come right back.
Experiencing pain and discomfort from a hernia, struggling with a hard-to-heal wound or diabetic ulcer? At Hermosa Health, we specialize in providing affordable expert care for hernias and challenging wounds. Our experienced hernia repair specialists and wound care professionals are dedicated to helping you heal with personalized treatment plans tailored to your unique needs. Don't let pain hold you back any longer. Visit us today at 1A Pineapple Place, Ocho Rios, and take the first step to a pain-free tomorrow. Call 383-2067.
We say welcome back to What's the Score here on Reggae Radio IRIE FM, and also to tell our listeners and viewers, remember to like and share the video. I'm not sure if we're on TikTok. I'm sure we're on YouTube and Facebook. So you can like and share the video on YouTube, right? Tell your friends that we are over here so they can come and pay us a visit. Just to remind you that the numbers to call if you want to participate in the program, we should have some tickets for the games tomorrow to give away. Confirm that in a little while. But the numbers to call, 974-5043, 974-5051, 974-5079, 618-0352, toll free, it's 888-991-4152. And remember, you can also call us on the WhatsApp line, and it's 876-838-2405. You can also join us on Zoom. The meeting ID is 824-891-93303, and the password is 666266. So remember, you can call us, or you can send us your voice notes on the WhatsApp line, and then we can we can have the conversation. All right, so we're going straight to a voice note first. Let's see what's happening on that end. So we take our first voice note for the evening.
Good night to IRIE FM and everybody work at IRIE FM. Big up, Roger, Robert, Dwight, Roger Aswalt, Dwight Fraser. Good night, Ron Rod Boss, Shaggy from Brownstone, Orange Hill, As I say, I check in and I listen to what I go on. I just resting this them time now, so we can't really do nothing about it right now. And still want to big up my side, Mount Pleasant, same way. Big up with more, Mr. Speed. And I start beat up my side when I reach a final. But we are going to coming back at you, Mr. Speed. Big up yourself. Yeah. And big up Bonisha anywhere in there in the world, same way. So with more, I'm on Pleasant side, I still my side. I know it's Senton, and there's a thing there. Yeah, best parish. Yeah, no apology. Run road boss Fraggy from.
Pick up yourself, Fraggy. All right, so where we heading first now, Raja? I think we're going to be speaking with the man himself, the great Frano. We have the 3K and 5K run walk. Not hearing you, Raja?
Right.
Raja, we're not hearing you.
Yeah, it should be everyone is a winner.
Everyone is a winner.
Walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frano, good evening.
A pleasant good evening to you and all the listeners in Radio Land.
Yeah, how you doing, boss man?
No, I can't complain. I'm with my family here in outside of Jamaica. My son celebrates 40 years to where I with his,
Okay,
and his
you're
family.
good, man.
So it's all good.
You're all good.
Yeah, it's all good, you know.
All great, all great.
Yeah, man. Talking about family, you know.
Yeah, man, it's always family first.
Yes, family. And Father's Day, June 15th,
Father's Day coming up, you know?
5K. Yeah, man, this is Father's Day. Everyone's a winner is always on Father's Day.
Father's Day.
And we celebrate fathers and families, and we, contribute to worthy causes. And this year we are contributing to Jamaica Society for the Blind.
Uh-huh.
And that is our cause. So on Sunday, we will have a 3K, a 5K run, a 5K walk. Registration is now open at runningeventsja.com. It's $3,000. You get a shirt when you pick up your bib, and you get a medal when you finish the event. And the event is going to be at Hope Gardens, and we have the best dressed chicken. Therefore, when all the fun is done on the road, you're going to have a delicious meal.
Wow.
You can sit down to a delicious meal. And this year we have not just father and daughter or father or son. This year we have introduced a 3-generation prize, which we're going to give to the grandfather, the son, and the grandchild. Because I've seen that you have families who turn out that way, and we need to honor them and reward them.
We lose Frano?
Yeah, man, I'm here. Man.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Frano, in terms of the route, tell us about that.
Well, the route, we start in the gardens, and we exit the gardens into old pastures, work ourselves onto Fraser and Whitcomb Avenue, back to East Charlemont, back onto Oak Boulevard, Gibson, come around back to Oak Boulevard, up Oak Road, and back into the gardens. And then we have a 3K, because this year we'll have quite a few participants, and we have had them in the past who are blind.
Oh, okay.
And I must say we reached out to persons who wanted to escort a blind person along the route, and we have had overwhelming support. Because in the future, in the past, we have had situations where we don't have many persons to walk with them. Walking with their cane only, can be tedious, And so we have invited persons to walk with the blind, and, it cannot be too much, because even if 2 persons want to walk with a blind person, I think that is significant love. And when I say significant love, is that, we have some very kind-hearted people in Jamaica. As I said, Jamaicans on a whole are kind-hearted people. And when we set it out and said we want groups and individuals who could volunteer, I must, pay homage and respect to the persons who really, said they wanted to give up themselves and walk with a blind person. So much thanks to them. Yeah.
Great. What time is the event, though?
The The event starts 6:30 a.m. We always endeavor to start on time. Warm up is at 6 o'clock. I encourage persons to come early. And when I say early, I come 5 o'clock because, everybody would look at themselves and say, okay, let us try to arrive at 4:45. But then if you have 1,000 people arriving at 4:45, you must have delays. Therefore, I encourage persons to come early and drive right inside and park and leave a space outside for the persons who come late. But I encourage persons, when you're going to a road race, it's not a normal day like you take 20 minutes from your house to reach that place. Therefore, you're going to calculate 20 minutes to reach that place. You're going to have 500 cars coming at the same time. So try avoid it and come very early, that you're relaxed. You come in, we'll have our parking marshals, etc. And, we don't want you to come in with anxiety because we're going to start on time. We're not waiting on anybody because I always say, don't punish the punctual. So we'll start on time. We'll start our 5K run at 6:30. Thereafter, we'll have our walk, and then we'll have our 3K. And, we're trying to raise funds for the Jamaica Society for the Blind because they want to earmark persons who need cataract surgery. And that's quite close to me because about 6 weeks ago, my mom did cataract surgery, and she did it on one eye, and she's going to do it on a second eye, and it takes a tidy sum to do that. Therefore, we have persons who are in need of medical care, and this Jamaica Society for the Blind, they do a wonderful job of uplifting persons and, giving remedying their sight. And persons who are unsighted, persons who are blind, they teach them coping mechanism that they can be very useful in society. They can use a computer. Some years ago, we donated 24 computers to refit their lab. And these computers, when you touch a key, it speaks to you. So it says A, it says backspace, it says everything. And they learn how to use a computer. I must say I've learned a lot from the chairman, Damian McLean, of the many features of the very smartphone that we use every day because they utilize it and they utilize it very well. So it's a wonderful experience. It's going to be a fun experience. The Best Dressed Chicken creates an ambience which is just second to none, and they have Jackie Tyson designing the meals. I use the word design, or putting them together, and it's spectacular. And it's one of the races that persons don't want to leave. We'll have the race at 6:30, and at 1 o'clock, people are still sitting on the trees. They're filled. They're filled with joy, filled with love, filled with food. So come on out. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, you can come to running events at between 11 and 4 on Friday and Saturday. You'll collect your bib and you collect your shirt. And then on Saturday, we'll go from 11 to 3. You collect your bib and your shirt on Saturday. Sunday morning, when you reach the finish line, you'll collect your medal.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm encouraging persons to register and register early because we don't want to have to tell anybody that we cannot accommodate them because we know how many shirts we have, we know how many medals we have, and we don't want to disenfranchise everybody, and we won't act irresponsibly in disenfranchising anybody. So register now, register on time, come early to collect your bib.
And before you go, just remind us of the role that running events play in this event.
Running events is a conceptualizer of this event. We conceptualized this event some years ago, and it was a 4-race series. What we were trying to do at the time with the concept of everyone's a winner. Make sure people know that once you come out, once you start, once you finish, you're a winner. And we had 4 races. because we were trying to make sure at that time in Jamaica that every month there was a race. So we looked at the established races, Reggae Marathon, Sigma, High Mountain, and looked at all of those races, and then we placed races in the months that they were in the race. And then the whole calendar has developed so much that this year running events has 23 races. So must thank you for the Jamaican population for recognizing wellness and self-care, and they want to run. And the races this year have been just awesome. We have big numbers in all the races, and I must say, Jamaicans, thank you for coming home. Thank you for looking after us, because self-care is invaluable. There's nothing as precious as your health. So I'm encouraging persons, even if you don't come to the race, get out and do some physical activity. Whether they want to play football, whether they want to run, whether they want to cycle, even dance, anything. But take care of yourself. So everyone's a winner. When you take care of yourself, everyone's a winner. So self-care, very important.
Thank you very much, Frano.
All right.
Always a pleasure speaking with you.
And thank you, Raja. And thank you, Raja. It's always a pleasure talking to you, because I know we come up very, very, very,
Very far. Very far.
Everyone's a winner.
So bless up, IRIE.
Yes, man.
Yeah, bless up yourself, IRIE, and all the listeners out there. Do something. Preferably Sunday morning.
Enjoy the family
Come on,
moment.
because yes, I'm enjoying the family moment.
Yeah,
I must say, I have all my kids here with me, and grandkids too.
Wow.
And we're having a good time. Thank you.
All right, good.
All right, Frano.
All right, so that's it for everyone's a winner 3K and 5K coming up this
Everyone's
weekend.
a winner. Worthy cause.
All right.
And,
All right. So I think we have a break now, or we continue. All right. So it is no break. We continue. All right. So just to remind you of the numbers to call us. We don't have a break now, right? All right. So we continue. The numbers to call us to remind you: 974-5043, 974-5051, 974-5079, 618-0352, and toll free 888-991-4152. We're going to be looking now to we have a caller? Oh, we have another voice note. Let's go to another voice note, because we're going to be getting ready now to speak with Conrad Matheson, the director and founder of 876 Stream. But let's go to the voice note first.
Yeah, big up yourself, Robert. Evan, big up yourself. Concrete Cats for a good night. Why another disappointed moment for me again? West Indies lost the series. It was in the two first. T20. And also Links United lose the SDC All Parish finals. So it's a disappointing moment for me.
Oh, sure.
But on the other hand, I know West Indies is gonna come back bigger and better in the Australia series. Our series against Australia, I know they're gonna come back bigger and better. And I wish the Reggae Boyz all the best tomorrow. I know they're gonna win the game and let us happy. Qualifying for the World Cup would be a joy.
Oh, Lord.
I understand. Would be the biggest achievement for the Reggae Boyz. And a glory for us here in Jamaica. So I just want to wish them all the best. And then I want to pick up my co-work and DeWitt Walker. And a good friend from Atlas Watchers. And I just want to pick up all the What's the Score listeners. Everyone Johnson from Atlas Watchers to that.
Big up yourself, man. All right. All right. So who we have now with? We should be having Conrad Matheson now, the director and founder of 876 Stream. Who do we have there now? All right, not sure.
Well, it's not Conrad, it's Yuan. Greetings.
Oh, it's Yuan. Yuan, how are you doing?
How are you doing, brother? Not too bad.
Good. All set and ready for the big one tomorrow?
Yeah, man. We should be. All is well. Team is prepped. Stadium is prepped. Vibes is prepped. And all who don't buy them ticket yet, doing the necessary precautions to make sure so them have their money ready for tomorrow morning, bright and early.
So tell us what has
the
been
precautions. What you mean?
Yeah.
Mean make sure the water not cut off, make sure the light not cut off, because them choose to buy a Reggae Boyz ticket to come to the game. instead of taking care of the responsibilities at home. Make sure look one them have lunch money. Precautions.
Okay. In terms of the promotion of this game, what have you been doing?
Well, we're doing the standard stuff just to ensure that we get the word out. We have our traditional boards out to make sure that the visibility of the game is up. But what we're focusing on is getting back into the experience of the vibe of the stadium atmosphere. So that's one of the main things. So tomorrow, patrons can look out for, I'd say, elevated experience going into the stadium, as well as pre-game and halftime engagements. The sponsors are on board, and they've committed to making sure that all the fans have a great experience tomorrow. Ryan Nephew is bringing some high energy stuff and some giveaways. Supreme Ventures, St. Mary's. So the sponsors are there and prepared. The stadium is prepped and ready. So it's just about high energy, and the boys will deliver on a great win tomorrow. So it'll be a great day.
With the game set for a 6 o'clock start, I'm certain that you might have to be even going in overdrive to get that nailed down, that support from 6 o'clock.
Yeah, man. What we normally realize is, and I don't want to say that we're giving any leeway, but we do understand that a 6 o'clock game provides a little bit of logistical challenge for some persons. You're leaving work at 5 to get to the stadium at 6. Maybe a little bit of a challenge, and not all bosses are lenient.
Not the boss one, but the match too.
Yeah, maybe the boss one, but the match too. So some of them. So not everybody getting 4:30 off tomorrow.
But you can encourage the boss them to do that, to let them off.
Yeah, man. They should incentivize the staff. I'm sure the rest of the week would be a great week for the.
As long as it's a match them going, they don't leave.
As long as the match them, yeah, you're right, exactly.
Yeah, because some of them will leave 4:30 and reach the match, in a different direction.
Different direction, gone. But the understanding is that we may have a slow surge in persons getting to the stadium, especially those standardized traffic movements and all of that. So we're hoping that we still would have a good turnout early. We know that there's going to be a good turnout for the game tomorrow, but we're hoping that we have a good turnout to start the boys off in good support, at least for the first couple of minutes of the game.
Yeah, close out the second round of the qualifiers. You mentioned high energy inside the stadium. You want to tell us a little bit about that high energy, especially the one from Ray and Nephew?
Yeah, so Ray and Nephew will be doing an activation tomorrow that will see, giveaways. We have different giveaways. We have cash giveaways as well. The money is always good. So outside of the standard, football giveaways or T-shirt giveaways, Ray and Nephew is stepping up. And of course, the entertainment element of it as well, which persons have now become accustomed to. We're continuing to maintain that, but how we actually put together a little bit more and just continue to raise the level each game, we're definitely going to have some surprises for the folks tomorrow.
Okay, great. So
why you have a halftime and general, in game in terms of engaging of fans and so on.
Come again, for halftime?
Yes, and the general overall match in terms of fan engagement and so on during the match.
Well, we're not necessarily doing anything during the match because we want people to pay attention. But
no, but I know that. But I know that like for the past couple of times I see like constant cheering from marching band and.
I think you're talking about one umbrella.
I'm talking.
Okay, yeah, man, for sure. That's now become a standard part of our process and a part of the experience. So the marching band is going to be there. At halftime, there will be some giveaways as well with sponsors, as I mentioned. Pre-game, there's going to be sponsors, giveaways as well, and activations outside before you get into the stadium. Our VIP guests, of course, they've their experiences will be no less than expected with in terms of your refreshments and being catered to as a true VIP. Bleachers, bringing the vibe same way. We have our drummers in the sections as well over by bleachers. So it's a combination of,
and they'll be constant.
Yeah, man, right through. So we're just making sure that there is, a nice touch point of everything throughout the stadium in all the different zones. So at any given point in time, the energy at the stadium is going to be high.
Great. Okay. Well, let us hope it is another successful venture at the stadium and the Reggae Boyz come out. I wouldn't say even on the winning end, but convincingly. Because we expect them to win, but we want them to win convincingly.
Convincingly, yeah.
Johan, thanks for speaking with us, brother.
Yeah, man. All right, Robert. All right,
Johan.
Take care. All right, so just to acknowledge our viewers on YouTube, we say welcome, like, and share the video. And we're heading towards the 10 o'clock region now. So 17 minutes going up to 10 o'clock. We're going to be speaking a little while with Coach David Price. We are also expecting to speak with Woodall Speed. Woodall Speed's Cavalier team, they have drawn a tough group for the Caribbean Cup competition, which is coming up. And we're also going to be speaking with somebody from St. Thomas. I think the president of the St. Thomas Football Association. We should be speaking with him. And Wade is going to bring us up to date as far as the tickets are, if we can confirm those giveaways. And then we can get to give away some of those tickets for persons who are wishing to go to the game tomorrow inside the National Stadium. It starts at 6 o'clock. So you can get your tickets. As long as we get those tickets to give away, just waiting on the confirmation to pass on those tickets to you. All right, so we have Coach David Price with us now. Coach, how are you doing? David Price.
Robert.
Okay.
Good evening, callers.
I'm not seeing you, but I know you're on. So the Reggae Boyz have another big...
We never usually know about the see.
No, but evening listeners. No, me just join for come on at a certain time. I never know you're ready for me already.
Yeah, man, but you're on, so we just go and talk to you. All right.
Me line up myself. No worry yourself. Go ahead.
All right. Coach Price, so Reggae Boyz struggled against BVI on Saturday. It's a different team tomorrow and a tougher team. Better facility, better field. It is going to be different this time, I am sure.
Well, I wouldn't say them struggled. I wouldn't say the team struggled. I think we dominated possession, created some chances, but we never really looked how a Jamaica should look against a BVI.
What caused that? What caused that?
Well, as Robert alluded to, the field is one. At the first, when I saw the game, I figured that something had to be wrong in terms of just the general approach to the game by the players. So you could see that they were tentative for the most part.
Me, yes, them never want to play upon the field. Most of them never want to play.
And you could have seen that. In terms of not taking too many chances, some people moving gingerly. So without that context, you would think that the commitment wasn't there, but then when you get the backstory, you find that the pitch contributed to it. So we can analyze it from both ways. We can analyze the game as we saw it, pitch or no pitch. But then when you factor in some other things, I guess it explains some of what happened. But I think we got the job done. It was far from impressive regardless of the field. Some persons weren't in the right position. Some people were expecting to see we didn't see. But again, I guess that came down to the conditions on the field.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you rightfully said, we are hoping to see, a different sort of setup tomorrow. What's funny though is that there are some players, and I may talk about people like Damian Lowe. For me, Lowe not necessarily the CDM in a game that is not an emergency game. But on the other hand, Lowe always turn up and play for us under any condition.
But I wonder if you could probably call this an emergency based on the fact that maybe players were apprehensive and that is why they had to fit him in there.
Which is what I'm saying. He's always ready for the team.
Always.
Regardless of what he's called and to do. And though if you're judging purely on football and win the squad, you might say, well, he shouldn't play. But then the commitment is like second to none.
Definitely.
But again, for me, that midfield, the midfield wasn't probably the ideal midfield we are expecting. But let's see what's happening in the stadium tomorrow.
And although the midfield is not the ideal one, but it did get the job done.
Yeah, as I said, it's BVI. I mean, BVI. You know. We play out one time. We ever play BVI before that?
Exactly.
The BVI. You know. So a BVI. So and that was 94. You understand?
But people were expecting no less this time.
I know, but again, box defending, BVI, and a poor field, short field. When you look at somebody like Cephas thrives in offside space. So basically, teams have to come up and leave space behind for you to have the full effect of Cephas. One, the field wasn't big. Two, BVI wasn't conceding a lot of offside space because they were always in a low block.
I want you to talk to us about the tactic that they employed with about 7 persons sitting in that behind the wall there.
So no pace will work against what we call depth in football. So if you're playing an opponent that their strength is speed, to nullify speed, you have to give up the space in front of you, which I call the onside space, and stay in a space that they don't have much space behind you. So if them fast, but they can't run in behind you, the pace don't really mean anything because they always have to come to you. So what happened with BVI, you find that they were defending the box. So there were always 6, 7, 8 players deep in that zone. So people like Cephas, even though you see him try making some runs, by the time he ran people in front of him, or him run out of real estate because the field was so small. So again, it's going to come down to the coach to make the right decisions based on the conditions and the environment. For me, probably with another 1 or 2 pieces, I think we need to settle on this crop of players. I don't think there's no problem with the group. What I think is using the right ones for the right occasions based on what it calls for. So another thing that I looked at when you talk about the tactic, they are playing Jamaica. Maybe in their mind, them expecting the same thing. They just, even Dominica give them 3-0. They are expecting us to come attacking, pressing them. So they decide we're going to sit down in a low block. We're just going to defend for all it's worth on our small pitch. And it nearly worked.
Because at the end of the day, what they really wanted is
to Jamaica is almost like winning the game.
Exactly, because they knew they were going to lose, but they want to ensure that they don't concede too much goals.
Yes, right.
Talk about damage control.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Yeah.
And but what the danger in that though is that the longer a game is 1-0, is the more a team you can get some
anything. You can imagine a ball pass and a man hands it.
That's the point. So that is what will always keep the game interesting. For us as the Jamaican fans, I guess it was hard to watch. But as we say, we have to put everything into context. They went to St. Vincent and then draw.
Yes.
They went to BVI.
So in a scale of 1 to 10, how you rate the Jamaican performance?
About 5.5.
After you hear the backstory.
Yeah, but with the backstory, that's why I'm saying, if you rate the performance on the field, you have to just rate the performance on the field, and no more than 5. But when you consider now everything else and the fact that that win still put us into the next round, me give them a 7 with everything. All things considered. Just give me 1 second, may I plug in the device. Yeah. with all things considered, I would say mission accomplished. And I don't know if Speed was on. Mr. Speed, come on tonight?
Him not on as yet.
Okay. So probably when he comes on, he will talk about the route to the World Cup, because I gather, based on our ranking, once we avoid defeat tomorrow against Guatemala, which
We should be among the seeded teams.
Yes, once we avoid defeat against Guatemala tomorrow, we would go into the next round as one of the seeded teams. And once we win our group in that round, we reach the World Cup.
Easy passage.
Yeah, but Guatemala would still, based on their goal average, goal difference, still would top the group though.
No, because if we beat them tomorrow, we don't need no goal.
No, man, I'm talking. We don't seem to avoid defeat. So I mean,
okay.
draw.
But what I gather is that whether them top the group or not, once we don't lose, based on the ranking points.
Oh, based on ranking.
Okay.
Yes.
I
get it.
The threat to us is really Honduras.
Right.
So we would have to lose, but Honduras win by 5 goals, get about 15 points. Right now, I think on the FIFA rankings, we're leading them by 53 points.
And they play, I think they play Antigua and Barbuda tomorrow.
Yeah, so they would have to win by 5. That give them 15 points. As I say, when Mr. Speed come on, he can clarify.
So you see sometimes, you know, I mean, rankings look like, you know, important, but it can be important.
Yeah, but for the most part, you know, Roger,
qualifying,
the persons who are steep in the football knows that this is important, you know. So some people outside, they can't say anything, you know. Them don't really understand what is happening. But David, if you look at the personnel employed by the coach for this game against BVI, we're coming up against Guatemala tomorrow, which is a much better team. And as I said, the conditions are going to be better for football. When we look back at the last game that we played, which was against Nigeria in the Unity Cup final, I would want to think that we are going to see basically a carbon copy of that 11. You know, 1 or 2 changes might be involved, but that is more or less the team that you expect. I would expect to see starting tomorrow. What says?
There's one player going home. I don't carry that story already.
Which one?
We say one player will be going home from.
It is not a story until we carry it, man.
Oh, so you not carry it yet?
No story not there yet.
All right. So so I don't even know which player I know. So may I expect.
No, you have to work with it as if there's none. Who said anybody going home?
When you break the story, but watch this now. You realize that the team not play good in Jamaica either, though.
All the time, yes. And as a matter of fact, coach has not won a game here since him coming.
That's not won a game.
No win in 3, but the point is, I still think the surface has a lot to do with how the team perform. When you saw
the Jamaican surface,
surface. The stadium, although the stadium surface is not the worst, is not the best either.
Right.
What I'm saying is, when you see them in unity, regardless of which one of them was on the field, we look like a total different unit than BVI, than Upper St. Vincent, than when we in the National Stadium. So, whilst it's going to be a better field, Jamaica is hard to play in as a home team, especially when the demands and the pressure on you. Our fan base is just so unique that it's not cheer you on through everything. You have to do good, forget cheer. And that is what
score a goal.
Yeah, we don't just cheer because of
score the goal first.
Yeah. So I expect the team to be different, but again, when I look especially in the winger position, Gray was supposed to be playing as a 10, as I interpret the game last week. And to me, it looked like we'd have played with 2 left winger. Because most of the time, Cephas and Gray over the same side of the field. Which to me, in my mind, is either one or the other need to play. The coach have to decide which one when.
So because them just naturally drift.
Yes, man.
Because of the natural thing that.
So it's going to be left to the coach. You have Leon Bailey. For me again, but this is Price. I don't think Kaim Dixon is a winger. Me not think Kyle Dixon is a winger, you know. Me think Kyle Dixon is a centre forward, although he might be small and all of the other attributes. But I think what me know Kyle Dixon as coming from schoolboy, coming on and coming to bring him to where he was, he's not being a winger.
Yeah, but he was playing wing in the first game.
Yeah, he is, for me, is a striker who come through the middle.
Maybe the coach was just experimenting.
No, well, as I said before, experimentation.
Time
well,
done.
Yeah. So, what we need to see, what for me is the coach just needs to decide on who is going to be the person for the position. So Bailey over on that side, the youngster from Charlton, I don't know much about him. That's the new player from Charlton. Megada is a good winger. Warner Brown basically looks set to be the man in terms of he scores when he plays. So I would expect him to start. Cephas again. I don't know what the coach wants to do. But in my mind, reading the coach so far, I think he isn't going to come in where Lowe was.
Yeah, I think so too, yes.
I think he's going to start back Gray in the 10 to play Cephas on the left side. Warner Brown up front. It's a toss-up between Bailey and Dixon, but somehow I feel like Bailey going to start tomorrow. And this is under with the understanding that everybody is there and nobody is gone home.
Everybody is there, man. Everybody is gone home, man. But tell us until you hear we say it, man. It didn't happen.
I'm just saying. So, I think Bailey might get the nod tomorrow because although Kaim started Unity Cup and get a goal in the second game, him should have scored Saturday.
Yes, should have
scored Saturday. You know, so I feel like. And if you look at Leon Bailey, probably in the last 5 games, nobody counted all of the games before that, but the last 5 games for Jamaica is a big improvement on what we used to get from him in a Jamaican shirt. And then the psychology of it for me is that for the latter part of the season, he wasn't that involved with Aston Villa. Rumors about him moving, whatever.
So I'm kind of rusty.
You think he want to prove a point?
In match rusty.
Yeah. And I think, even when you saw him in the game against BVI, again, the field could be a reason.
Well, I couldn't grade him on that field.
Yeah, right. He wasn't really overextending, but he might do the simple thing. So, let's see what happens. In the back, I don't know if Richard King will recover. Because remember, he came off with an injury.
Can I get a little knock?
Yeah. So, if he is fit, I expect him to play. And you see already, say Mason Woolgate is the coach's centre back.
Yes,
so
game hold that.
And he's not doing too bad lately either. So I expect to see Mason Woolgate and Richard King pair back there. Lemby Keys.
What about in terms of that pairing though? That pairing with King, because I think King need a run, you know. King need to get a decent run, you know.
I like it. I
think King though has been going at it from Premier League, you know, get a break, you know.
Yeah, but I don't know. I time for the break.
Yeah, well, but I mean, it's a long run, you know. So, and then we'll expect Andre Blake to come back in the goal.
Yeah, man. Once Blake is here, Blake will play. So I'm saying King and Woolgate to me, they have sort of farmer understanding from Unity.
So what that leave Ethan Pinnock now?
When Pinnock come with a bench Woolgate, I don't think a coach will do that. But when
a dilemma.
No, put it this way.
My dilemma, I am telling you what
I know coach when coach reach that bridge we cross it.
Yeah. But but definitely without even a doubt. King need to start in the team.
Of course, I agree.
Yeah, King needs to start in the team.
Well, he has been starting over the last few days.
Yeah, but
although we know some other players absent.
That's what I said, Pinnock not here.
Right.
But, even with Pinnock in the team, I think King and Pinnock should start. The right back, while Lembikisa
hot and cold.
No, he's not even hot again.
Yeah, that's
and this is not only at BVI, even at the Unity Cup. Lembikisa not in his best form.
Yeah, him
So I
not in
don't
his best
know
form
if
now.
Richard King will get a look in or they're going to play Greg Lee on the right hand side. So I'm not sure about that side of the field, but Lembikisa is, to me, is not a sure starter. We're probably going to see Amari Bell coming in back as well for this game, considering that they didn't play on the field up in BVI. So for me, as I said about the Unity Cup, I think Bell, Richard King, Oldgate. If we go off the coach pattern, Lembikis are going to start, even though probably I wouldn't start him. Isaac Aiden, John Russell, Demari Gray in the middle, and the wing you have Cephas left side, Leon Bailey right side, and Warner Brown up front with Andre Blake in goal. That would be my team.
And that would be a competitive team too. That don't look like a bad team. I mean,
yeah, that would be my team.
Yeah, but I think for the last couple of matches we've had the better of Guatemala, so I don't see it being any less this time around.
Hold on. You might not see it any less, but you must also spare a thought that Guatemala has always been competitive, and you don't expect anything less from them this time. We might talk about how the Jamaica team might shape up, but we must also spare a thought that they'll be coming to compete too.
Of course, they will be coming to compete.
And Central Americans, the Guatemala, the Canada, the Honduras, Costa Rica, while the quality might be a little bit different, the whole pattern and how them approach the game is the same. I think one of the things about the football now and where it has reached is that a lot of scouting happens, a lot of analysis happens in terms of what you're going to get from these teams. And unlike maybe Jamaica at times, these teams don't change. Them teams never change. The identity, the way they play, most of the time is the same script. So I think the technical team, McLaren and Emmanuelist and all the people around them would have done enough homework to understand what to expect from the Guatemalans, which is why, as I said, that might even influence who we see play in the starting team tomorrow. So although we named the team and said that is just purely off what I think probably is the best combination going into the game tomorrow. But based on the analysis that comes out at their review of Guatemala, we might see the team set up a certain way to sort and nullify certain things. Again, we want to win at home, and I say, like Mr. Speed is on now, he will deal with certain things, but may I say, we want to win at home as a fan base. But the context of the Reggae Boyz is the bigger picture. So they are going to set up for the result that suits them best as far as me concerned. But if we pick that team or start that team in terms of what I see there, I believe we will beat Guatemala. And as Speed come on, it reminds me to say that the reason why I would want to push Kaim as one of the centre forward is that it's supposed to be either Leon Bailey or Busy, a play on the right hand side.
You know, Mr. Speed, now go address that. Mr. Speed, good evening and welcome to the program, sir.
And because Speed come on, it's something that may have in my notes. It's just that, the wingers in the team, Dwayne Atkinson is a winger.
Yes.
So I am saying on that side of the field, play the wingers. To me, Demari Gray and Cephas are the winners on the left side. As I said, I don't know where this Tyrese player, I don't know where it comes from. And
let me introduce Mr. Speed officially. Good evening, Mr. Speed, and welcome to the program, sir.
Hey, thank you for having me. My internet not so good, but I couldn't miss this for anything.
I want to start by congratulating you. I don't know if I should congratulate you, but I mean, I see you been drawn in a group with the teams that you beat last year for the Caribbean Cup tournament. So first I want you to tell me about that group that you find yourself in.
Well, why would I have it any other way? Just play all the winners in the different countries. If you look at the team from Trinidad, they won by a country mile. They won like 6 matches to spare. Defense force. If you look at the team from Haiti, they won 2. Cibo won in the Dominican Republic and Jamaica, and we won in Jamaica. So right away you can see the 4 winners from 4 of the professional leagues.
are the team that is in my group. So, I mean, why have it any other way, you know? Just cover
and Silla was the team that you beat in the final last year.
Right. So, yeah, basically we know the zone of death again, just like we were in last year in the zone of death. But, you know, why have it any other way?
Well, if last year is anything to go by, you came out as champion. So, I mean, you could use that as a motivation. But are you looking forward now, though, to that competition?
Especially in light of the fact that it's early pre-season.
Yeah, well, you know, I try not to go with the excuse thing. We know what is going to happen, and we just have to prepare for it. Last year, when we sit out for 1 month before the Premier League, before we played, it's the same thing. I never bother try to go the excuse. Look, the rule is the rule. We just work with the rule and do what we have to do.
Why you make it sound easy? But it's reality. You have to just do what you have to do.
You want a champion, boss. I've been there and done that.
Yes. So outside of your group, the other Jamaican team is in the other group. But from where you are sitting now, well, Mount Pleasant is there a group, is there a team, and that's the team that you beat to win the title. But in terms of the overall Caribbean Cup, how you see it shaping up this time around?
Well, I mean, clearly, you know, only 2 teams from Jamaica can be in the same group. So that is a relief, because it means that all 3 of us could go to the semi-finals, and all 3 of us could also go to the Champions Cup if we have a really good season. So this is good for Jamaica. I'm always Jamaica first, and you know, and see what happens. But this is really, it's not because the CONCACAF, FIFA, you know, CONCACAF, whatever, competition has changed their thing. It's the same rules that from last year, that 3 of us in one group they use back. We're just lucky this time that we now end up in the same group.
Okay. David Price is on with us, and earlier he was saying something about what was again, David, about the points and how we set up.
Mr. Speed, yeah. I was trying to talk about the seeding and the whole scenario heading into this game and how we are positioned to be one of the seeded teams in the next group. So me tell him, say, you would anything me leave off, you would have pacified.
I didn't really hear you, but the truth is, you know, we have long-term and short-term objective. But the main objective of the senior national team this year was to become the seed team to play in the World Qualifier. We know ahead of us we have Panama and we have Costa Rica, and Honduras is the one chasing on our back. If you look at the CONCACAF rankings, they are about 18 points behind. But the FIFA rankings, which is the one we're using, they are 53 points behind. So even if we go to the Unity Cup, and you know, some people who are smarter than everybody else was saying we shouldn't go. We got 14 points playing in the Unity Cup, which push us away a little bit from Honduras. And again, we have to thank our neighbors, Cayman, who went down to Honduras in a 80-something minute. Honduras had 85% possession, and they went in by 1 goal. And if Honduras had dumped them up, then they would have got a little bit closer to us in terms of the ranking. So all of those things, you know, went in our favor. So now we're going to the last game. Guatemala is not the team that can pass us. They can't pass us. They're about 70 points behind us. They would have to give us like 20 love to pass us. You know, something like that.
So we are on
they
course.
can't pass us.
We are on course to
And
be a seeded team then.
Sorry?
Yeah, I'm saying that we are on course to be in the seeded team as long as we get the job done tomorrow.
Yes, and we probably not even need a win because Honduras have Antigua to play. We have Guatemala to play. Until we're in, because there's no time again for Honduras to play in the games. They're also in the World Cup, so there'll be no other time for them to play to catch up these points. Well, if we just be careful and not get complacent and make sure say and the CONCACAF draw the line, we're ahead of them. So even when we're going to go up to play Guatemala again first, we have to make sure so we do the business right short, make sure it's no trick no play.
In light of all of these, you know, observations, how would you address the theory that it is harder to to not qualify for the World Cup?
I mean, we still have these old standards that we use in a foot. We have these old standards that we use in a football, and we just not change when we realize that the world have changed. So, for instance, Honduras, a country name, England give them one love. If you ever see how England back up, give them one love. Again, Cayman Island.
Yeah, Andorra.
Yeah, Cayman Island, everybody say, okay, Honduras will give them about 12. 1-0, and Cayman Island to score on themselves for Honduras to win the game. Right? So it's like we on BVI. People just talk and think, look, the job was to go there and get the 3 points and come home and make sure so we qualify for the third round. Because this is the second round. When you go there, the pitch not good. Players come from off a long season. Of course, them probably could have exerted more energy, but why? When them get the lead early, and just cool, if next goal come, they must make sure so them keep a clean sheet. So we have all these notions about football, which is not so. There's a thing called defending the back. If I come to a match, I know you get 8 goals better than me. If you use one tactic, just called defending. We can cut down the amount of goals dramatically, and with a little luck, we can even the game close and make it look like something good as a team. It is called box defending. With 6 people cross the ball. There's certain places where they defend like zone 14 because that's where the most goals score from. They attack there from when certain goals score. So we keep on talking naive, but the game is not like that anymore. There's knowledge everywhere. Everybody understands. As a matter of fact, is a Cavalier Doug coach game and team, right? Make sure so right? Right? So if you look on like the Champions League, right?
Yes.
Remember, Inter Milan, the Barcelona beat up Barcelona, who was killing everybody and coming through some big scores, So if we still think naive, say you can't. I saw the team name and then for lose, no go so. We still say England have the best league in the world, but why can't we Champions League frequently? You see the points I make. So there can be a league that is better than your league, But because you have generation of points coming behind you, your ranking is flawed. Your ranking don't reflect who you are now. It reflects who you are from 10 years ago come to now. And these are the mistakes. BVI don't so. But if BVI went and carried 11 Englishmen, who of them there people will never come a BVI for the first time, that's a different team from a team that would burn and go in BVI play football. And same thing we have with Suriname and those teams. So we have to be careful how we think about the game and understand say that conventional thing don't work anymore. That is why sets are so common in the game now, and teams that you think not good are get closer and closer and closer.
Yeah, because you have this notion and this thinking that when Jamaica take the field against teams, it should be an easy blowout, and then when that expectation is not met, them turn and them say the most things and go on the most ways, and sometimes it is a 9,
Yeah, but look at Nigeria game. When we play we play Trinidad and Street. Nigeria beat Ghana, but right? Ghana get Trinidad 4-0. So at that day, when me I walk on the streets in England, everybody said Jamaica give about 4, 3 or 4. They went by this trend I walk between the team from Africa and the Caribbean teams, right? Because we were close to Trinidad. And with a little luck, we could have even win it in a regular time because we competed against them, play for play, pass for pass. Of course, they were a little bit slicker than us, I must admit, but we had other things that them doing. But we spotted that there was a problem with them right back, and it's a notice to score 2 goals from that. I didn't think we were there enough, but I think we're just guys that's where we were going to get the goals.
I have one more question for you, Mr. Speed. And I want you to put on your technical director, chairman of the technical director, the technical committee cap now. The objective when you employ this coach was to get to the World Cup. Where are we now in terms of you being, the committee, being satisfied that they have made a good choice?
But
If you don't want to answer, you can say you don't want to answer.
Totally, because I'm not all here.
Say again?
But no, I can't speak for the committee because they're not all here.
Okay.
But the trajectory, what we wanted was to go into the third round and become a seeded team. That was long term. Once you know what the rules were, that was our long term, medium term plan to get into the third round and become a seed team based on what we say. And that, I think, barring something when nobody ever think of, that would have been achieved.
Great.
Now, if that happened, I am not quarreling because I know now we have some kind of World Cup to fine tune ourselves to deal with the next World Cup qualifier we are coming next.
Great. Thank you very much, Mr. Speed.
So I think
all right.
Before you run, Mr. Speed, what you can tell us about Richard King in terms of injury and in terms of his career that we hear news?
No, well, he's not injured. He came out.
You're not sounding so clear, Mr. Speed.
Yeah, good. Things. Not so trained today, but based on what of course, you know, chartered a flight today, we're more relaxed coming back, right? Somehow we try to do. As it relates to his career, yes, I can almost definitely say he will not be playing in Jamaica next season.
Okay, so Cavalier is another player.
No final, so we'll have to just wait.
All right. Thank you very much, Without Speed.
All right, man.
All right, I think we have a voice note before we come back to David Price. All right, so let us go to the voice note and we come back.
Bless up, good night, Roger. Robert, bless up on yourself.
General.
Robert.
Yeah, man.
We don't play no football the other day. You see what I say? We get them little team, we demolish them little team. Them little team, we give them 6-7 at the net. You see what I say? We don't play no football. I want to come out and Corner League, I watch the other day, I watch a little match. Jamaica against
BVI.
You see what I say? One them not play no football, brother.
But we win on 3 points.
Then again, the surface, I know one of the best surface. That is the next thing. You see what I say?
Aye.
Because all now we know see fast make one of them devastating around there.
Yeah,
because the surface no good.
Exactly.
You see what I say?
So that's the CFAS no good.
A win is a win still. So one Bob Marley, we come home with a 3 points in the bag, same way. But we don't play no football.
Aye.
But tomorrow is another big match. It's a bigger opponent. So we are going to see what I go on a stadium tomorrow.
Aye.
You see what I say?
Yeah, man.
So, all the best to the Reggae Boyz them.
Bless up yourself.
West Indies. Darren Sammy is the main problem in our West Indies. Enough more man are retire now. Enough more man are call it quit.
Aye, we'll call
because
it
something go on at the camp. See what I say?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Respect
we are watching and see what happens. School at Jamaica, lucky.
The last thing too.
Yeah.
The field was noticeably smaller.
Yeah, man.
They right.
Yeah, man.
I wanted to run that amount of running that we do because we're much more athletic.
Yeah, so we cannot do the kind of running. All right, so thanks again, Mr. Speed. We've been joined now by the the new General Secretary of the Jamaica Football Federation. Long time we talk to the man, man. And also the team manager, Omar Studded, aka Manisba. Gentlemen, good evening and welcome.
Always a pleasure to join you on IRIE from Roger with it. But first of all, let me declare.
Mr. Speed,
Hold on. What are you talking one time?
Bless up, right.
Yeah, man. So, Mr. Simpson.
Yes, sir.
We never heard you earlier. Go again.
No, what I was saying, at first I must, say it is an honor and a privilege to be closing a show after Mr. Speed is on. But he made a very salient point where he said when we played against Nigeria, how competitive we were, and the attitude of the players. And then it brought me back into history where when our people were enslaved in Africa, it was obvious that the best players and the best black people came to Jamaica.
Well, you're something else in our eyes, Simpson. Omar Stennett, good evening and welcome, sir.
Yeah, man. Good evening again, man, and welcome. Good to be here.
Good.
As usual. Ira from his our place, you're always here.
Aye. I must use the opportunity to say congratulations to Roy Simpson on your new appointment, sir. Let us hope you find joy in carrying out the duties. I'm sure you are well qualified for that post, and I'm sure there will be no outcry.
I think it's a privilege, and I accept the challenge with humility. But my position is the general secretary of the football is not an individual. It is the office of the general secretary.
Office of the general secretary.
So it's how now the office of the general secretary engages all the stakeholders, the parishes, the clubs, schools. How do we facilitate that central point that everybody, every stakeholder within the football genuinely accepts their responsibility, knowing that they are a critical shareholder in the development of football. So for me, it's an honor to serve the office of the General Secretary.
Okay. And the first thing I want to ask you, because tomorrow's game will be your first sitting in that seat. May get some tickets, can I give away?
Well, let's say my situation is still being, negotiated, so we don't reach the perks end of it as yet. But I think, though, on behalf of the federation and the team, the Reggae Boyz, I can commit 4 tickets.
4 tickets. All right. So we have 4 tickets to give away. Bleachers or grandstand?
We believe in equality. So 2 grandstand, 2 bleachers.
Great.
Because everybody, because we want our people to be everywhere.
All right. So callers, line up yourself. We have 4 tickets, 2 bleachers, 2 grandstand to give away. Omar Stennett, tomorrow's game, everybody in fine fettle. What can you say as the manager of the team?
Yes, first, let me just take this opportunity to publicly just commend Mr. Simpson, who I've worked with since being at the JFF. And like you said, very competent. And like I said, in terms of persons at the moment to serve in that office, I think there was no better choice than him. And this is actually his second game in the office. So he started out with a win. A 1-0 victory over the BVI.
Oh, no. I'm not talking about home.
So he could start with 2 in a row.
Yes.
Be joyous, that's that. But but all the players are well. Everyone is ready. The coaching staff is ready. You prepare the best that you can. They say if you fail to prepare, you're preparing to fail. So preparation is important. So that has gone well. And I think people see a better performance. We do understand the disappointment. Like I said, there was an expectation that you can just go to a BVI and score 6 and 7 and 8 goals. But I think people fail to also understand that Jamaica is the one team that every other team in the Caribbean believe that they need to beat. They need to not lose too heavily so they can feel significant about who they are. So for BVI, this was a celebration of victory. They were talking about having parades and having public holiday, even though they lost the game. Right? So, and I think they will do anything not to be hammered. And that, no excuses, but that needs to also be put in there, that teams don't just come and lie down. I think Mr. Speed spoke to it earlier, that teams are growing and changing. They have a good technical director over there doing a lot of work. We don't know because we don't study, we don't check and find out what they're doing. But also teams also fall to the level of the team that they're playing. And so if we believe that Guatemala is higher, there is an expectation that we're going to raise the level because it's a more sterner test and competition for us. And the boys have it within them to put on a performance. And I think the entire Jamaica should not just watch it on their TV, but should come out and let the people in England know that we can do better than what they did in England in a friendly game when we have the real deal right in front of us here at our national stadium.
But as someone who would have been on the ground over there in the BVI, and I mean, we heard the stories in terms of the field. Well, just paint a picture as to the conditions that they had to go through.
All right. If you have seen Draxall on a bad day,
Stories in terms of the field. Well, just paint a picture as to the conditions that they had to go through.
if you have seen Draxall on a bad day, in terms of the surface, uneven bounce, you can't dribble, you can't run, you can't make the passes. That's what it was like. But again, you make no excuses. And listen, you put the ball over the top, you run off the field. It's not a big field, so it's a small size field. Poor on the surface condition. It's just not ideal. There's a ball that, for example, that Romario Williams got to run goal and could have done better. But if you watch the replay, the ball actually hit a bump and turned out at the goal. So people said if you watch it in slow motion, you'll see it gets to right at the post. It touched something and it just changed the direction of the ball completely.
Change the trajectory.
Yeah.
Yes.
The picture I want you to paint for me, man,
right at the post. It touched something.
Yeah, the picture I want you to paint for me is the players' reaction when they saw the pitch for the first time.
I'm telling you, this is, and please, if you're from the BV, I don't want you to feel bad, but I'm just giving the feeling. Like I said, for those from Jamaica, they're saying that Arnett Gardens, Draxall, Harborview, Waterhouse, Mobile, Catherine Hall is better than this. The players who play professionally said they have never played on anything like this.
Wow.
All right, and I'm not trying to and I'm not being dismissive of the BV. I'm just speaking about how they felt about the surface itself. And for me, the one thing is that if this were our national stadium, I don't think it would have been passed for the game.
Oh, wow. Mr. General Secretary, having been appointed to this new position, are there any immediate circumstances that you're going to be addressing that you think needs to be addressed immediately, or you're just going to be continuing on what is there and building on what is there? Right? Like we lost Roy? No, look like we lose Roy. Okay, we lost him, so we're trying to get him back. We also should be speaking with the president of the St. Thomas FA. After the break, we're going to be getting to him. David Price.
Yeah, man.
All right, so we're at the point now where we're up against Guatemala. You already selected your team, or your provisional team, or the team that you expect to be put out there on the pitch tomorrow. What can we anticipate now?
Well, a better display than BVI. I guess everybody agree on that, and that's our anticipation. I think we will get the result we need. I think we're going to win the game. Not sure it's going to be high scoring, but I think we're going to be efficient enough to get over the line. But a much improved display on what we saw, considering that the stadium field should be a bit better. And then, as we said, some of these players, just coming and wanting to give a better showing. The Unity Cup is a reference point, and as I said, with expectations, once those are not met, it leads to disappointment. So I think it should be a good game, and I'm expecting us to get over the line against this Guatemala team. As Mr. Speed explained to you, these results are crucial in the whole rankings. So I think the players and the coaching staff are aware of that. And once everybody understands the assignment, I mean, not all the time the fans will be pleased, but I think whichever way we find ourselves into the World Cup, that will be the ultimate, goal and dream, and everybody will be happy at that point. So they
Okay.
just need to do what needs to be done.
For a clearer understanding, though, you said the Unity Cup should be a reference point. Oh, for a clear understanding, you want to elaborate on that?
The players who played and the way how them played. I mean, remember that the bulk of the Unity Cup squad is in this team. So as if you even look at the team that I suggested that should play, I am saying that even when I look at the midfield, while I wouldn't play Gray in the 10, I just feel like he's going to do it. For me, probably I'll go back with the same three that they started in the Unity Cup, put Palmer in there. Although, and this is a disclaimer, it might sound like we're confused, but it's not a confusion thing. It's just that I think Gray is a better winger than he's a number 10, but I think Gray is a better number 10 than Palmer. So when we look at it, if Cephas is to play, Gray can pass the ball and find spaces with him creativity from that point. But for me, it would have been probably the midfield become a little bit more robust with Casey Palmer in there and the running and so on. So we talk about the back line already, Richard King and Mason Woolgate. May expect the Unity Cup captain to come back in, Amari Bell at left back. Lemby Kisa, or I don't know if they're going to go with Lee on the right side, because Lee is interchangeable. But I expect Lowe to start tomorrow in the defensive mid. Bailey can start, Bailey can come on. For me, would have starting tomorrow in the stadium, but you see that in there. Cephas should start. I want a Brown up front. I would think we probably might see the Burrell at some point in the game tomorrow. Never see him feature in yesterday's game. And Blake is a must play. So, yeah.
And after 90 minutes, we'll be leading by 2-0.
We'll win. Can be 2, can be 3, can be 1. But we'll win.
David Price, thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, man.
All right, so we're on to a break. We have another question for Roy Simpson. We have 2 more questions for Manning's man, the team manager. And then after the break, also we're going to be speaking with the president of the St. Thomas FA. On to the break. The program is brought to you courtesy of Hermosa Health, a modern concept in healthcare. 1A Pineapple Place, Ocho Rios. Call 974-3370. And also after the break, we'll be giving away 4 tickets courtesy of the JFL. We'll be back shortly.
Hermosa Health, registered ambulatory surgery center in St. Anne, offers orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, neurosurgery, stem cell and platelets-rich plasma procedures, affordable specialist wound and hernia clinics and surgery, a registered day surgery facility with modern operating theater suites. Enjoy spacious, comfortable and welcoming surroundings. We accept all major health cards. Hermosa Health, a modern concept in healthcare. 1A Pineapple Place, Ocho Rios. Call 974-3370 or 383-2067.
Joe, how you feel them ever work for you and clean so? Then Mass Brown, me no plan feel free worm, You know hear about the baddest worm killer in a Jamaica named Carimectin. It controls diamond back, cabbage looper, beats army worm, can't ear and you go down at the farm store. Read and follow label instructions. Wear your PPE when applying. Carimectin, distributed by Caribbean Chemicals and available at farm stores island-wide.
The hurricane season is here, and at Boscobel Hardware, we have everything you need: steel, plywood, sand, gravel, cement, paints, nails, zinc, roof coating, and much more. Don't spend another dollar on construction material until you visit us at Boscobel Hardware, Stewartown, St. Mary. Call us today at 876-810-6978. At Boscobel Hardware, every day is a sale day.
The Black River Film
Jamaica Tourist Board, powering the future of Jamaican film. Special thanks to TPDCO, Guardian Life, Yardbridge Entertainment, and MP Delroy Slowly for supporting this cultural celebration. Get your tickets now at BlackRiverFilmFestival.com and join us for 2 unforgettable days of film, music, and international flair. The second staging of the Black River Film Festival. Don't miss it.
It's here again, the award-winning We Believe Ministry Gospel Concert, June 15th, Turtle River Park, Oakville, starting time 6 p.m. sharp, featuring Petra K, Sister Pat, Sebastian Graham, Kevin Heath, Unity Singers, Avoda, special guest artist, 2 times Grammy nominee, Dr. Lisa Harris, and a host of others. Admission pre-sold $3,500, $4,500 at the gate, VIP $6,000. That's We Believe Gospel Concert, Turtle River Park, Oakville, June 15th, starting time 6 p.m. Be there!
FX Trader Cambio gives you more than a good rate. Get a good rate plus easy access to locations in every parish. Get a good rate. FX Trader Cambio always has the cash that you need. Get a good rate plus the option to send your cash to your bank account. Relax and work cash free. Use FX Trader Cambio. You can rely on us for more than just a good rate. A member of the Grace Kennedy Financial Group. Connect with us on Instagram at MyFXTraderJA.
Hey, party lovers! Bengo presents his birthday celebration on Sunday, June 15, 2025 at Liz and Bengo's Place, Monique St. Anne. Come for the celebration and stay for the best of the best hits after hits from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Powered by the big bad Kilimanjaro alongside Digital Chris and DJ Smurf from IRIE FM. It's a 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. time enforced event. Bengo's birthday celebration gonna be epic. So come out early. You must be 18 or older to drink. Drink responsibly.
Power in great moments. If you have financial needs, Chris and Charles will fix them for you. Power in great moments since 1992. Oh, we have it all. Power in great moments. Relax, you got Chris and Charles. Oh, we have it all. When you think alone, think Chris and Charles.
Are you looking to achieve good health? Wondering how you can start your health journey? Well, we have just the information you need. Join me, Maisha Brody, this and every Tuesday during the Lab at 5:45 news package for Healthwise. From your physical to your mental health, modern medicine and herbal remedies. We will explore how you can achieve and maintain good health. Brought to you by Hermosa Health, a modern concept in healthcare. 1A Pineapple Place, Ocho Rios. Call 974-3370. That's Healthwise with me, Maisha Brody, this and every Tuesday during the Lab at 5:45 news package on the nation's #1 IRIE FM.
Hey, you know it's a Plantation Smokers in association with Appleton Estate presents Sizzla Kalonji live in living colors. This concert is the Father's Day concert, June 15th at the Plantation Smokers, Richmond Center. Admission $3,000. You know what I'm saying? Hey, no, I've been there all days of my life. Worst to them where I be old with my sight. Some reserve others do as they like. Hold it for.
Sponsored by Appleton Estate. Must be 18 years or older to drink. Drink responsibly.
Welcome back to What's the Score here on Reggae Radio, IRIE FM. It's 20 minutes going up to 10 o'clock and we have the acting Gen Sec of the JFF on the line. And we also have the team manager, Omar Stennett, a.k.a. Manning's Band. Roy. Roy's back with us?
Yes, I am.
Yes, Roy. I was asking you, having been appointed to this position, any immediate plans for you with regards to any changes that you might be making, or you're just going to be continue to build on what is there?
I think one of the first point I must make, I had the privilege of serving with 4 general secretaries. And everybody made their contribution, and everybody had their unique style. Everybody had their strengths and everybody had their weaknesses. So it's how through that period, so I probably think I was privileged to attend the University of General Secretaries because I watched 4 top General Secretaries perform. So it is how now do I take all that knowledge, put it together, and to see how best, I can maintain the things all the previous ones did and the foundation that they laid. It is now how I am going to build on that. And then again, too, I also have the privilege that I have 4 general secretaries that I can always call for advice. Isn't that incredible?
Great. You've been to a good school, man. Yeah, when you put everything together, it's been a good school that you've been at. Roy, I want to wish you all the best as you trot along in Babylon.
But I want to end with this though, because I want to let in this, because we are in a political climate. So hold on now. One side the time come, the other side they choose Jamaica, but I am saying Jamaica, vote Reggae Boyz. Come to the office tomorrow and support us because the players understand that football is for the people and they understand that the people hold all of us accountable. So we're asking you to come to the office tomorrow and let the boys show you that we are much better than what happened over the weekend.
Enough respect and thanks again, brother. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Manning's Man. All right, before we go to Manning's Man, just to heal up Ron Johnson on the YouTube, also want to heal up Eastside and Adrian Douglas as well. So Manning's Man, you spoke earlier, you mentioned that all the players are in fine fettle and ready to go. Any issues?
No, I think that, we don't have any, we don't have any issues. When I say no issues, it's sports, and it's people. So there, as long as you have people on this on this earth, there will be issues, right? But what we know is that the vision is bigger than the issues that we have. The end we have in mind is bigger than the issues. And so the issues are just things that it helps us to find solutions so we can, get to the end, the vision. And so you want to have issues. There's nothing that is issue free. So there are issues, but we don't have major issues that would destroy the team or major issues that would affect how the team plays.
And no crisis either.
Yes,
there was a time, sometime a year or two, when every week there was another crisis.
Listen, if you go back to the last 2 campaigns, right around this time, just leading up to this time, we had players' action in terms of the relationship, the last 2 campaigns, which is the campaign that led up to the 2022 World Cup and the 2018 World Cup. And I think those situations hampered our qualification. The 2022 one, we could add the pandemic to it. I think the issues that we have had have been so minuscule compared to those that we have every reason to believe that we will qualify.
Okay.
And I think Mr. Simpson used these 2 things about the 2 political parties, and my thing is to put both of them together. Time come to choose. Jamaica.
Great one. Thank you very much, gentlemen. And just one final one from you, Omar. Just once again, ask the people to buy them ticket and come to the game.
Listen, I want the people to come for this particular reason. We believe that this is going to be one of our better Gold Cup showings. And we want you to send us off. We want you to come not just for this game, but to send off the team to the Gold Cup. And I think I want Jamaicans in Jamaica to show the Jamaicans in England that we're not going to allow you to outdo us. We can't be playing a World Cup qualifier and you do better at the friendly. That after this, we have 3 more games in Jamaica to go to the World Cup. It was this time in 1997, the last 3 games at the office, that the stadium was packed.
Right. Want to replicate that.
We need to replicate that.
Thanks again, my brother. All the best.
Yeah, man.
See
All
you
the best
tomorrow.
to you too.
All right. So, Omar, stay.
Before you go, Omar, you leave?
No.
Yeah, man, I'm still here.
Yeah, I would just want a quick one. I mean, tell us about West Ham striker Antonio. I mean, you would have seen him, and he's been named in the Gold Cup squad. What can you tell us about him in terms of how him look, him readiness, and so on?
Yes, so by the time so he's in the Gold Cup squad, as you know, and I mean he's just edging to get out on the field and play. And a player like Mikel Antonio, if you have him for 10 minutes, he can impact the game. And sometimes we think like 90. Football now is not benchers, it is finishers and starters. And so even if he can't start, you have to ask yourself, if we need someone to finish out the game for us, does he have the kind of quality and experience? And I think that is what you have in mind. You have a Warner Brown, but you need an older, more mature player to kind of nurture him along the way. This would be like a Warner Brown first tournament for Jamaica. Shamar is not there. You need somebody to tutor him in that position. And so for that reason, it's multifaceted why sometimes people are selected to a team, because they offer, like I said, a lot of things, intangibles that you just can't, you can't just coach those intangibles.
Yeah.
They're like built into a person because of experience and levels that they have played at.
Trust me,
And
man,
that's-
is man. With Antonio around the team, if he's not playing, he's an asset to the team. Trust me.
Yeah, there you go.
That man is just full of vibes, man. If him just around the team, he's an asset. Thanks again, brother.
All right, man.
All right, so we want to, before we speak with Mr. Lascelles Logan, the president of St. Thomas FA, we take a quick call. Caller, good evening, welcome. Hello? Caller, you there? Going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's take another one. Caller, good evening. Hello? All right, let us go to Mr. Logan. Try again. Caller, good evening. Okay. Caller, I actually hear the person on the line, but not saying anything.
Evening.
Yes, man. Yes, I'm hearing you now. Good evening.
Evening.
Yeah, go ahead.
Farmer, go ahead. I'm calling to make a try out the
Oh, you want to win one of the tickets. All right. Tell me, the goalkeeper that kept for Jamaica at the Unity Cup final was changed for the World Cup qualifier against the British Virgin Islands. Name the keeper that kept in the Nigeria match and the keeper that kept at the BVI World Cup qualifier. Give me them fast. Really?
The keeper that kept the Nigeria was the Mount-Pleasant goalkeeper. What's his name again?
Is that right? I am one named Shaquan Davis.
Yeah. So in keep for Mount-Pleasant.
Yeah. So who kept in the BVI game?
The BVI game. I never watched that one there. But
no, man, no one except you watch.
No.
You know what?
White.
You don't want ticket, man.
Jamali White.
No, you got it wrong. All right, you have a little time, can try back. All right, we have another call. Let's take another one. As a matter of fact, the same question me ask. We have another call.
You know what a ticket.
No, sir. Yeah. Caller, good evening. All right, let us go to Mr. Logan and then we can. Mr. President, good evening, sir. How are you?
Good night.
Better late than never, right?
Yeah, better late than never.
Talk to us. What's happening in St. Thomas?
Well, what's happening in St. Thomas at this point is the Major League semi-final and final.
Okay. When are they?
This Wednesday is the first leg semi-final.
Mm-hmm.
At 5 o'clock, you'll have York versus White Horses, and at 7 it's Bath versus Danvaspen.
Okay,
and on Sunday it's the return leg.
Return leg. Okay.
So it's the reverse. So you would have Danvaspen and Bath at 5, and then York and White Horses at 8.
You're charging any money to watch these matches?
And when is the final?
The final is Wednesday the 18th. Same 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock.
Okay, so you're charging to go into these matches?
A minimal $500.
Oh, is that just a donation? They really charge?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's just a donation.
and the venue? And the venue?
The venue is York Oval.
How the competition looking so far this season?
Well, it's a good competition. It was, in everything you have a little up and down, but it was run properly. The new chairman of the competition, Mr. Gawain Scott, did an excellent job on his debut, I must say. So I really give him kudos on that. Because sometimes people ask me about the competition, I don't even know.
But I ask Mr. Scott and get everything.
I just direct them to Mr. Scott.
Okay, great. So you're expecting a lot of people to turn out for it because a lot of people have been following the competition.
Yeah, man. It's well watched. And the teams that are there are well supported.
It sounds like it's the name brand team in the parish.
Say again?
Sound like it's the name brand teams in the parish that are in the last 4.
Not really said the name brand. Yes, they are foundation teams, but it's their geographical areas. Bath and Danvaspen. White Horse is also York. York is there season in, season out. So they generate a lot of spectators and all. Something like a fan base coming together.
Okay.
So,
how was sponsorship this season?
Well, Serge is always there with us for the last about 5 years, and I must say thanks to Separad through their Serge brand. And this season we have CPJ coming on board with Street Vibe rum. So it's rum and peanut punch at York for the 3 days.
Rum and peanut punch.
Yeah, man.
So it sounds like the winning team I need for hire bring stock for come collect the prize money then.
Well, we really hope so, because we're looking for a very good turnout. So I was on another platform earlier and I asked everybody from every nook and cranny. Kingston is just 40 minutes now from York, so come on in.
Okay.
Everybody just turn up. Yes, Roger.
In terms of the York Oval, I know that, there was some work being put in terms of the venue, and I'm certain that they're going to play matches on the light. How is the light situation there, and how is the total development of the York Oval coming along?
It is really coming along. It is really looking up. The light is, well, not what we want it to be, but we are getting there. We played the opening games there, and it was, as we said, not what we want it to be, but we are heading in the right direction.
Talk to the same people who do the new development there, man, and you will get what you want, man. What the place name again? The new place?
Urban.
The Urban Center. Just find those people, man.
The thing is, now it's silly season, so I think anything
that's the best.
Now you
it's the best time to ask, man.
Yeah,
as a matter of fact, don't ask the man. Mr. President, thanks for speaking with us here, so we got to go. All right? Thanks again for speaking with us.
Yeah, man, and thanks for having me, man. And I must say, thanks again to the sponsors for sticking with us when nobody else is there. As I said, Separate through their Surge brand and now Street Vibe.
Like we're losing. Yeah. All right, so we have a few minutes left to get rid of these
York
tickets.
Oval, the place to be in St. Thomas this week and next week.
All right. So
yeah, man. Wednesday, Sunday, and Wednesday.
All right. Thanks again, Mr. Logan.
Put those dates in the diary.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
All right. And thanks again for having me.
Yeah, man. Bless
All
up.
right. Bless, man. Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right,
So we have some tickets to give away for Jamaica versus Guatemala tomorrow. So just call us 974-5051. 974-5043, 974-5079-618-0352, toll free 888-991-4152, and the WhatsApp line, you can call us on that number too, 876-838-2405. Caller, good evening.
Good blessed evening, Robert.
How you doing?
It's Asphalt.
Talk to me.
Evening, man.
Yeah, man, you're giving thanks, anticipating the match for tomorrow.
Right.
We saw your Guatemala. They came back in the match against who they were playing against. I trying to remember, but I watched a piece of that match. It was very exciting. I think they were playing another Caribbean team.
Mm-hmm.
Nonetheless, I still believe that the Reggae Boyz can give them at least a 3-1 victory.
Yeah, it was Dominican Republic that they were playing.
Wonderful. But Dominican was leading.
So they ended up 4-2.
And they came back.
So you want to win one of the tickets then for tomorrow?
One, all right, yeah, you can get a go, 1 or 2.
I had said that I would ask the same question that I had asked the first caller.
Okay, and that question was who was the goalkeeper for the Unity Cup?
And the World Cup qualifier against BVI.
Shaquan Davis was for Unity Cup. The World Cup qualifier is the captain, Andre Blake.
Okay, you got it, man. All right, so we have a ticket for you for the game tomorrow. Just hold on, and we'll take your information off here. All right?
Thanks, man.
Bless up. We have another caller. Quickly, we're running out of time. Caller, good evening. Wait. We have another caller on the line? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the signal is. Okay. All right, so a good time to wrap it up, Roger.
Yes. Yeah,
well, just want to say thanks to Mr. Ewan Campbell from 876 Stream. We also spoke with Alfred Francis, the upcoming what's it again?
Everyone's a winner.
Everyone's a winner.
5K
and 3K
on
run
Sunday.
Walk. Right. We also had David Price, Coach David Price with us. Without Speed was also on with us as well. And we spoke with the new Gen Sec at the JFF, Roy Simpson, and the team manager, Omar Stennett. The president of the St. Thomas Football Association also spoke with us about the upcoming St. Thomas Major League semi-finals. Want to say thanks to our supporting cast, Peter Broadbar. It's Virgin every week, I can't remember his name, and I'm not a minute. Oh, we have another caller? All right, let's take the call quick before we wrap up. Caller, good evening. Quickly.
Yes, Robert.
Yeah, man, talk to me.
Yes, man. I call the answer the question.
You want to answer the question?
Yes.
Who scored the goal for Jamaica against BVI? It was 1-0 that Jamaica won. Who scored the goal?
You know, the great Warner Brown, man.
We never know some have great pan in here. You're wrong, man.
Warner Brown.
All right. All right. Big up.
Watch them, man, same way. I'm a mother, big up Mama Vic, and condolence to Miss Paula, you know.
All right.
Yeah, you know, want to condolence to Miss Paula, you know. Lots of love one from the Oakland community.
All right, boss. All right. So don't hang up. Just hold on. We'll get your information off air as to how you get your ticket.
Yes, Robert.
Big up yourself and thanks. All right. Want to say thanks also to our technical operator, DJ Collision, our producers, Wade Brown and Dwight Fraser, and of course, our telephone operators. Want to say thank you to you for listening. And remember to come back with us same time, same place next week. We're on YouTube and we're also on Facebook. Not sure if we're on TikTok this week, but we're on Facebook and YouTube. So until next week, same time, same place. My name is Robert Williams.
I'm Roger Hassel.
Program came to you courtesy of Hermosa Health, a modern concept in healthcare. 1A Pineapple Place, Ocho Rios. Call 974